will use this. Plus, I had a WTF of my own. We didn't even get to my WTF. We were at an hour and 48 minutes, and you said goodbye.
Because we're at an hour and 48 minutes. Hey, everybody, welcome to this new episode of Positively Godless. No, that's not the right one.
God,
damn it.
This week on Positively Godless.
Which week?
It has been a long night. Tonight, you're going to see part 1 of our series.
Oh.
That's right. It's the first time that we've actually gone so long that we're going to be splitting this episode up into 2 pieces. So this is going to be part 1. It's our pillow talk. I hope you guys enjoy.
Oh, I was going to say, why don't we just do your WTF and then just give them a 3-hour episode?
Oh,
Crazy! Over, under, feeling crazy! It was no wonder, you're just making me crazy!
Hold on.
oh my God, this is
This is what happens when
Just give
you
me
put...
a second.
This is what happens when you put technology in the hands of people who have absolutely no clue.
No clue. Still.
Apparently,
There you
can't.
It's always better when we... Oh, damn.
I knew there was a prank going on, so whatever.
No! The problem is I didn't know there was a prank going on, and I looked back over and Jerry's. Oh my gosh. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless. I'm one of your 3 co-hosts, Tyler Zoolander, along with just losing it over there, Jerry. And
Sorry.
Scott lost a fight with a weed whacker, Lawrence. Hey guys.
Welcome to our production meeting, apparently.
No, that was too good.
No, it was good. I'll
was-
take
it
that.
was
It
good.
was really good.
We got nothing for this week, so we are just going to wing it.
Good night, everybody.
Scott, you missed it. I
What?
sneezed this morning.
You what?
I sneezed this morning,
Good.
and I hurt my back.
Please tell the viewers what happened to you.
I sneezed this morning, and I hurt my back.
Okay, well,
That's what I was seeing.
fair enough. At least I'm right on time. So I
Ah.
said 15 minutes, and here I am.
Well, no, you were here 5 minutes ago. You
know.
just couldn't hear us. It took 5 minutes. You finally were able to answer the call, which isn't a miracle in and of itself.
I told you, got everything fixed now, so I'm good.
If you believe in miracles. But then, when you got
It's-
here, you couldn't hear us.
That's why I say 15 minutes, because, you know, I'd be on 10 to have 5 minutes to fix my technical issues.
I don't understand how you have so many technical issues.
Well, we ordered Chinese again. Every Thursday we order Chinese, and it always gets here late.
Yeah, why?
Well, then you should order it earlier.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm muffin.
You should order it at not 9 o'clock at night.
We ordered at 7:30.
And what time did it get there?
8:40.
It took an hour and 10 minutes. All right, first of all, Chinese delivery does take forever.
Thank you.
But wait a minute, I'm not done. I'm not done. Tyler, what are you willing to bet that this Chinese restaurant is within a 20-minute drive from his house?
I'm willing to bet it's
Go
within a
ahead.
5-minute drive of his house.
Yep, it actually
Why
is.
are you ordering Chinese to have it delivered if it will take you less than 5 minutes to drive there?
It's just the convenience of everything.
It's not convenient when it takes an hour and 10 minutes. You order it, you drive 5 minutes, you wait there. By the time you pay, it's done. It'll literally take 7 minutes to make Chinese food.
You know what's funny? We actually went there to eat at the restaurant. We were the only people there. I'm like, why does it take so long for them to deliver food
Because
when we're
nobody
the only?
goes there to eat, they get it delivered.
Oh, it's so good though. Oh, Tyler, you got to try it. Oh my god,
Now I'm gonna have to have Chinese food tomorrow for lunch. I haven't had
it is, and we get it extra spicy too. So it's so good.
Oh, thank God I don't have to smell your farts.
It's not even farts at this point. The farts gave up.
Oh, man.
My butthole's like, find me a toilet, someplace to sit, and it just water faucets turn
that's
off.
too much. That's
It looks.
too much.
My asshole looks like Flint, Michigan's water pipe.
That's too much.
Wow. All right. Well, now we've lost any of the 2 or 3 people that would have been watching up to this point.
No different than any other week.
That's true. So how about last week?
To be honest with you, I was afraid to watch the episode, so I didn't watch the whole thing.
Good. Well,
Apologize for technical issues, by the way.
Yeah, I looked like Mad Max, like through most of the episode. I was like,
You mean Max Headroom, not Mad Max. Max Headroom.
yeah, Max Headroom.
There you go.
But I
It's
always called
80s
it Mad
time.
Max.
Okay. Fair
Tyler,
enough.
you don't know Max Headroom? He was like the spokes. Well, didn't he have a TV show at one point?
I don't know if he did, but I know he was like on to MTV for a while, and
Yeah, and then
Did
they
some stuff.
then they
Pepsi.
started using him as Pepsi spokesperson. Oh, it was great. Mad Max, Max Headroom, same thing.
No, I enjoyed last week's episode. That was a fun watch. Just to kind of have you two go at it a little bit with. Yeah, that you went at it. It was a nice, cordial discussion on a disagreement. And then it turned into another disagreement, then another one. It was just actually, wow, this is kind of fun.
I still think the best part was when I said we should have a baseball team called the Faggots, made up of solely homosexual players.
In short shorts.
I didn't say short shorts.
I did.
Well, stop being stereotypical. That is bigotry at its best, Scott.
No, Tyler was talking about the logo, and he was like saying like rainbows and halter tops.
Because halter tops.
what?
I don't know. I don't
you're
know.
You're making
There's a lot of
crap
things
up
I
now.
don't remember saying on the show, but I really don't remember saying that.
Well, I was thinking halter tops. A guy can dream.
Okay. All right.
Why are you dreaming about gay men in halter tops?
Yeah, that's...
You know, people
That
have their
scares me
fetishes.
a little bit, Scott.
People have their fetishes. Leave me alone.
All right, so first things
you heard it
first.
here on Positively Godless.
First things first. One of the things, I guess, in podcasting and broadcasting in general, as well as anything else that you're doing, don't put sorry for the technical difficulties in the title. It immediately turns people away. It immediately
do
just...
that.
Yes, you did.
No, it wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me.
Oh, really?
Well,
So
it wasn't me, because I don't even know the password for the
It was
podcast.
Chris Mowdy who did it.
Oh,
Why is he editing thing on our page?
Just because I told him I can't do that anymore, so he's in charge now of.
Why does
Of
he have
action.
our password?
he's...
I'm messing with
No,
you, Jerry.
he's in training for when he takes over
He's in
for Scott.
Yeah,
Okay, well, all right, then I can accept that.
Which again,
I can delete
still,
that, but
No.
no.
But anyway,
Yeah, because we only had 51 views. I think this episode, and now we're like, why? We only have 2 comments this week.
right.
Why do we only have...
That's what I was gonna bring up, Jerry, but you spoiled it. That we had
Sorry.
a magical unison of 51 views for our 51st episode.
Shut up. That's awesome.
Nice. I planned that. That's why I did that.
That's why you did that. All right. Well, first up, we've got Fastlane Adam. Not racist at all, unless this is one, and this is in reference, Jerry, to your your picture that you brought up. So
this picture.
Let's see, share that
Picture. Right?
Yeah, that was a good fly.
Did Tyler freeze?
No, I put up the picture.
I put up the picture too.
This is why I don't touch anything anymore.
Yeah, because I can't see you anymore, Jerry. But anyway,
I can't see anybody. Okay, there you guys come back. Oh, maybe not. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that picture.
yeah,
I'm sharing screen. There's my video. I'm putting my video back on. Yay!
I should share a screen to just be a dick.
Don't crash the call.
I know. I probably would. Everything's working fine now. Don't mess with it.
But anyway, Fastlane Adam continues. People are overly sensitive and make mountains out of grains of sand. Get over it and live your life.
Yeah, get over it.
Agreed.
Now, what is this picture from? Is it a...
It was like a year ago, wasn't it? Or a year or two ago?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's just a link to the picture itself, so I don't know what...
It's from a .co.uk website. So
right. Yeah.
I don't know if it's an advertisement from like one of their newspapers or print or whatever, but
I will just say that this one is just overall more racially inclusive because it does also have what appears to be an Asian in it.
Yes.
Or 2 Asians in it. So, I mean, it's... Whereas the other one was just white girls and a black girl, and the white girls were all oppressing the black girl, putting her down.
Yeah.
See last week's episode if you're lost right now, because other than 51 of you, you're lost right now because you didn't see last week's episode. So.
And sorry for the tech issues.
Oh, God.
And we're in any tech issues.
Ay, ay, ay. K-Tap.
Oh.
I would never claim that Trump isn't hate-filled or bigoted, though perhaps he's just saying what he needs to say to get support from the right. But I haven't heard him say anything racist. Mexican isn't a race, and Muslim isn't a race, and those are the 2 races I hear when I ask for something racist that Trump has said. So, I think that brings up a good point. What I guess I'm not smart enough to know off the top of my head if you are... I realize that Muslim isn't a race, it's a religion. Or Islam is the religion, but what is it then?
What's Nate Allen pointed that out in an email a while back where I think I mistakenly said something like Muslim is not a religion or not a race. I couldn't remember which one what it was.
Yeah.
So Nate, if you can chime in, please. Unless you're
about
on
the email, I probably haven't read it.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Mexican is a nationality because, you know, Mexico is a country like America or Canada or wherever. But we all know what Donald Trump's intent was when he said that.
Right.
So if we're going to, I mean, I think the line there isn't as blurred as some would want to believe it is. He clearly meant it in a malicious way, whether you want to call it racist, bigoted, whatever you want to call it. It was malicious.
Religious hatred.
He's still talking about it. He's still talking about it. I heard last week he said something. He was on. It was like doing. That's all, folks. He was speaking. That's what you want to call what Donald Trump does.
Most of the time, it's yelling.
And
That's his first problem.
he still stands behind that damn wall. He still wants to build that wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that it for comments?
No.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for comments. There's only.
Did you read the
we got a
comment
lot
from
of comments.
What?
Say again, Jerry.
You didn't read the whole comment from K-Tap?
Nope.
Yeah, there's more.
I forgot the read more. But just real quick before we move on to that next part, religious hatred is the term for hating a religion. Adding ism onto a word does not turn it into a system of hatred. Racism is not the hatred of other races, it's the belief that your own race is superior. So I just thought that was interesting. Which I think that...
So I guess would you say then Donald Trump believes in nationalism and is a nationalist?
I don't see why not.
Because he thinks that, clearly he thinks that Americans and America is better than...
Nationalism is not the hatred of other nationalities, it's the belief that your nation is superior to others. Extreme nationalism, which encourages violence, etc., is called jingoism.
Okay, so I just made up that question. I didn't even know there was such a thing called nationalism.
Oh, absolutely there is. I mean, I guess I knew that, but once again, I will defer back to, and I do not mean to use this as a cop-out. I just want to make that clear for all three of us. When we say this, I know that sometimes it can seem like, oh, well, you know, we're just copping out because it is, but we are not experts on this stuff. So we're just three guys talking about it. And if we happen to get some aspects of it wrong, it's probably because we all had a crappy public education. I mean, let's be honest. We live in the
And
United
we're not
States.
experts on a lot of things. I mean,
Right.
The experts get things wrong.
Well, no,
we're three
that's,
people who don't believe.
that's very true, Jerry.
All the
Yes.
time.
And
They get things
Scott,
wrong.
yes, it's very true. We are three people who just don't believe. So, just going back real quick, to K-Tap's point, the first part of it, I very much appreciate that because we're not experts. So getting more more information and I guess like clearing up the way that we present things and talk about things, that's how we learn, it's how we grow. So, but yeah, I found this whole thing in regards to nationalism, sexism, racism, all that. Okay.
So basically, anytime you add ism to something, you aren't necessarily discriminating against whatever is preceding the ism. You just think that you're better than whatever it is.
I think
So
that there's
I could-
inherently discrimination built into it. Like, and this is from a personal thing. I'm not going off the definition
I
side of
will
it.
agree with that.
I would say that inherently, if you are accused of sexism because you're sexist, you believe, if I believe that that males are superior to females, just by that, which is sexism, just by that definition, it's discrimination. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you could be sexist and not be discriminatory towards the other sex, or be racist and not be discriminatory towards
whatever
other
race it is.
races. Yeah.
Well, it's like, the guy that was, from last week who was commenting whether or not my spouse makes more money than I do. Does that make me less of a man than if she does?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will ruin the show right now.
Don't rage quit.
I'm not gonna rage quit. I'm not gonna rage quit at all.
No, that would be making the show better, Jerry. Not
Don't
ruining.
Don't get your panties in a tizzy. You asked a question. You clearly knew what our answer was going to be.
G-Man's online right now. I'll bring his ass on the show. He wants to come on bad.
No,
so.
he
I
doesn't.
thought he didn't.
No, he doesn't.
Actually, he does.
No.
He
needs
does.
to get over himself. He needs to figure himself out.
I like G-Man right now. G-Man and I are cool, so he's like,
perfect.
What's that?
I said that's perfect. I have nothing to say to that, man.
Well, he's got a lot to say to you, and that's actually a good thing. So,
okay.
What does he think? He's gonna apologize to me or something?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You
I don't
really
take apologies very well.
He would really like that opportunity. That's just me. So,
Oh. Well, maybe we'll revisit that some other time.
okay. But anyway, not meaning to get sidetracked or derailed, but but no, I mean,
right. No, go ahead.
I mean, you make a good point. Like the comment last week, all joking aside, is there's so many people, more men, obviously, that think that a woman should not make more than a man, which I think is ludicrous. It was crap.
Well, I have a problem, and this is just me. I don't know why I have this problem. Like the other day, right now in the office, it's just me and 4 other women, right? There's usually other men in the office, but they're all away right now. So we were getting lunch, and the one, she said, well, I'll buy lunch today. It's my treat for everybody. I was like, no, you can't buy me lunch. You can't buy me anything. I feel weird about women buying me lunch, or like female coworkers treating me even to a coffee. I'm like, no, you can't do that. I don't know why. It's just how I am.
But it's not the same if it was a guy.
No, if any of the guys in the office wanted to buy me lunch, sure, okay, no problem.
Dude, you are you are so gay.
I am so peculiar. It's not even funny. Like I know I am. I know I'm peculiar. I surprise myself sometimes. Like, I'm not sexist at all, but I just have a problem with women buying me a cup of coffee, or even just like doing work. I don't know. It's just like I always want to help. I'm like, do you need help lifting that? Do you need help carrying that? It could be like a clipboard with a pen and a piece of paper on it. Do you need help with that? It's just the way I am. I just feel weird letting do stuff.
Okay, but this takes us down an interesting side tangent, because you just said that you're not a sexist.
No,
person.
no, no,
So
no.
you don't view that behavior as sexist behavior.
No, if there's a woman that is either has been at the job longer than I have in the same position and they make more money, or they have a higher position and make more money, all for it. All for it.
Sure.
But don't buy me lunch.
Okay, but how is that any different from being like, okay, well, if a black guy wants to live in my neighborhood, all for it. And if a black guy wants to go to my church, then all for it. But if he wants to, sit in the same section of the church or sit in the same section of a restaurant that I go to, that's not gonna happen. Like,
Well, that's racist.
well, of course it's racist, but it's like, or okay, I guess a better example, a better analogy to yours, I guess would be, okay, well, if I work with this guy, like if I go out to lunch with this guy, and he's black and he offers to pay for it, I'm gonna say no, absolutely not. You can't pay for my lunch. But if I go out to lunch with a white guy, sure, I'll let him buy my lunch. Or if I'm walking around the office and a black guy is trying to do something, I'll go and offer my help, and I'll like, do you need me to carry that? Do you need me to pick that up for you? But if it's a white guy, I'm not gonna do any of that.
Well, it's not even like I don't think that men are superior to women at all. I just don't. But I feel I never said it was sane.
Sure.
It's just a feeling I
And
have.
I'm not calling you a sexist for
No, I know
that,
you're not.
because I think the discussion opens up where you get into this fuzzy gray area between what is considered, I guess, sexist versus what is considered chivalrous. And a lot of
Right. Okay.
I've heard a lot of varying, like, feminist arguments about how, like, they're and again, I'm not an expert on this, but I have heard, I have talked to, I have read many different things on feminist culture, and even within feminism, there is a stark set, a vast array of views of those that think that basic chivalry still has a place and can exist, to the other end of the spectrum, that there should be none at all. Like, everything should be absolutely equal no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so, like,
yeah.
even from that side of things, there are differing views, and I think it's a weird gray area what you're describing of, like, if I'm walking into a public place and there's a door that needs to be opened, if there's a woman coming up right beside me, I'm more likely to open up the door and hold it for her than I am for a man. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
From a chivalry aspect. Which, again, some people would view that simple act as being sexist, because I'm doing that. I would be more willing to do that for a woman coming into a building than I would be for a man. So it's like a weird gray area.
But don't get me wrong. If I open the door and let a woman go through and she doesn't say thank you, I'm yelling behind her, "You're welcome." So don't get it twisted. Women don't get a free pass with me. Like, if they're just going to be CUNTY, then I'm going to be just like that right back. There's no reason that I'm going to hold the door open for you can't say thank you.
Fair enough. Scott, do you have? You just ducked out there again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just kidding.
And you
I was
wonder
just like-
why we make so much fun of you and don't include you in things.
No, I like this conversation. I like this this discourse with everybody. When it comes to opening up doors, I do it for both women and men just because it's just a common courtesy. If somebody is 5 feet behind me or 10 feet behind me and I'm at the door first, sure, I'll hold the door for them. It's just common courtesy. Not because I'm hoping to get tipped, for being the doorman, which would be nice, but no. It's just a common courtesy. It's a Minnesota thing, Jerry. I'm sorry that we're not all assholes like New Jersey people, but
I'm not a New Jersey person, okay? I'm from Philadelphia.
even worse.
Straight. Okay. If you're 5 feet behind me, girl, I got someplace to go. I am not waiting for you to hold. The only time that you're 5 feet behind me and I'm going to hold the door open is if you have a stroller or you're in a wheelchair or crutches. Like if you're handicapped or you have a stroller. Other than that, nope, you have two hands. You can hold the door open when you get there. I'm not standing there waiting for you to take your sweet time getting to the door.
There is a video that came out like maybe 2-3 years ago where they have.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I
Sure.
don't expect people to do that for me either. Like, if I am 5 feet behind you, great. I'm glad that you want to be nice and hold the door for me, but go, because I can open the door by myself. And when I'm going out of a place and someone's coming in, well, guess what? Don't stand on the other side of the door and wait for me to hold it while I come out. I'm going out the right side. You could go in the left side. When I get out the right side, I ain't holding the door. So if it hits you while you're walking through it, that's your problem.
There is a video. Okay.
Go ahead.
Never mind my
there
video.
was a video what?
Go ahead, tell your video.
Better be the greatest video ever.
Well, it came out like maybe 2-3 years ago, and I don't remember where it was shot, but the overly polite holding of the door person, you guys remember this at all? Where they would be like 30 feet away, and they just would hold the door open. This is why I don't talk on this show anymore. This is why I don't participate. Here's the thing, people. If you haven't figured it out, Tyler and Jerry are the intellectual ones. I'm the pretty one. I just sit back and you guys can just look at me. That's what it is. I have determined that right now.
Goes back to that conversation of don't fire your eye doctor. He gave you the perfect prescription if you think you're the pretty one.
I'm beautiful.
Goodness. After having lived in New York, I can totally agree that it is very much an East Coast, Northeastern, like New York, New Jersey, Philly. I mean that whole swath is just like growing up in Minnesota and spending 20 years here and then going out to New York. It is amazing how many polite, what we would consider in Minnesota as the polite, the Minnesota nice, like, and common courtesy things that just immediately fly out the window. Like, there's absolutely, there's no time for it. It's like, if you are spending time being courteous, that means that you just missed your subway train, and therefore you're now missing your connection that you need to make, and you're going to be an hour and a half late for work. Like,
right.
That doesn't happen. You don't have time for it.
Yep.
So
don't have time for it. I'm in the left lane and I'm doing 70 miles an hour. Don't get from behind a car going 40 miles an hour, and then I have to slam on my brakes because you want to get in front of me because you don't want to drive 40 miles an hour. You want to drive 41. Screw you. You're in trouble. Like, seriously, don't. And I love this. I love being in traffic, right? I've just sat in traffic for 5 miles. Took me 15 minutes to go 5 miles, right? And you are just coming out of work. Yes, your work is right on the highway, but don't think that you're going to barrel out of the parking lot from work right into the highway where I'm sitting in traffic. Oh no, homo don't play that.
Can you imagine Jerry in Minnesota traffic?
Do you guys have traffic out
no.
there? I mean,
Yeah.
I thought everybody drove horse and buggies out there.
Oh,
No, it's not a
man.
cow town, but I mean, everyone's all nice, like, oh, go ahead. You know,
No,
go ahead.
no.
And then people wave. Oh, if you let somebody go, oh, they'll wave at you.
Nope.
Give you their Starbucks gift card.
Listen, we have this one spot where when I'm going to work, it's the road is two lanes, and then you get to the stoplight and it goes into 3 lanes. But then after you pass through the intersection, the right lane merges back in to the middle lane to create 2 lanes. And then the next intersection is exactly the same way. I have been in that right lane with a bunch of traffic in that middle lane. Nobody wanted to let me go. So I drove on the shoulder of the road and passed everybody and got back in traffic where there was an opening.
Yeah,
You don't
I
wanna
remember my
let me
first time
in?
in Philadelphia.
Fine.
Yeah, it scared the crap out of me. You know, I'm from this cow town in the north, you know, like, do I go? And people are just, I'm in my rented PT Cruiser, my dream car. And, oh, yeah. It was crazy.
But I am the guy that if I'm driving down the highway, you know, I'll be in the right-hand lane for whatever reason. I hate driving in the right-hand lane, but usually there's nobody in the right-hand lane, so, you know, that's where I can pass everybody from. But if I'm driving in the highway and I'm coming up to an on-ramp and there's cars coming, I'm going to move over so that they can get on. Because there's nothing worse than having to stop on the on-ramp to wait for traffic, and then you have to get in traffic. And what if you're driving a Hyundai Accent? You can't go that fast. You're going to get killed. You know? So I'll move over and give you a clear path to get on the highway, but no, there's just certain rules.
How is your yellow neon ass going to be complaining about a Hyundai
I
accent?
didn't have the yellow neon, first of all.
Oh, I thought you did. Sorry.
Nope. That was the douchebag that I was dating.
Okay. Sorry. Bad memory.
Yeah,
And
way
then
to
somehow-
reopen that wound. Jeez,
And then-
good job, Scott.
There's no wound. I left his ass. Somehow he lost the neon. I don't know what happened to it. It broke down. I don't even remember. And he took my car every day. I was carless. I'm like, are you kidding me? But he worked further away and worked different. Like,
Yeah, he was a waiter, right?
yeah.
Was it yellow neon or was it green? I
Yeah,
can't remember.
he drove a yellow neon, a yellow Dodge Neon. He thought it was the coolest car ever. It was, yeah, that should have been the red flag.
Or the yellow flag.
The yellow flag.
I can't comment because
Caution.
I used to own an orange Volkswagen Beetle. So
Well, that's even cool. That's like a Volkswagen Beetle is like one of the coolest cars ever. Sorry,
It's-
not sorry, but
I don't know, not if you're Scott, then it's a PT Cruiser, so.
well, my orange Beetle, man, I love that thing. I
I'm
miss
not
it.
gonna lie. When Scott used to come out to Philadelphia, when his job would bring him out there, and he had that PT Cruiser, and we would go driving around in it, I was a little jealous because I liked the PT Cruiser. I was like, I'm so jealous of you.
Every time I came out, that's what I rented too.
I think he
And-
had the same exact one every time he came out.
Like Enterprise had it set aside for me or something like that.
Scott Lawrence has come in. Let's make the douchey PT Cruiser available.
No kid. So, do we have a
So-
topic this week?
Whoa, hang on. No, we're still not done with K-Tap's
We're
content.
45
We're-
minutes into the
Oh,
episode.
okay. I'm sorry, K-Tap, that your comment has taken the whole entire damn episode. Just kidding.
The second part of his comment says, and you're right, Hillary may have always supported gay rights, but just kept it quiet for the good of her political career. But if that's the case, then you can say the same thing for every position she has now. I also don't claim that Hillary is responsible for Benghazi, but I haven't written off the possibility. More than anything, I just wish the debates would allow the third largest party to participate. I think if more people were exposed to the ideas, they would realize that they agree with them. I've kind of written off the possibility that Hillary knew about the impending attacks because the 145-day investigation that the Republicans did that they spent for $40-some million doing turned up no evidence that she knew about it. So the opposition did the investigation. Then they turned around and said, oh, yeah, we have no evidence to support our claims. So.
Yeah, but I think she knew.
Even after they couldn't find any evidence. I mean, come on. They spent 145 days. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it was more than that. But it was a couple years, too, that they did this. They spent a lot of time trying to find the evidence. I don't think that Hillary Clinton is smart enough to hide every single shred of evidence. Do you think it could happen
I think she knew.
Okay.
No, I mean it goes along the same lines of the conspiracy theory that Bush orchestrated 9/11. I mean, it's just, yeah, there are certain things, and there has been proven evidence that there were reports going back to the first Clinton administration that there was, word of an impending attack and Osama bin Laden and all that kind of stuff. And all that's been out there for a long time. But to go through the thought process that the person that is in the quote-unquote highest office in the land, who has his entire day scheduled and scripted out from the time that he takes office, every single minute of his day is constantly accounted for. Yes, in every way. That he had the time to orchestrate 19 people getting onto 4 different planes and crashing into 2 giant buildings in New York and 1 into Washington. Yeah, okay.
I don't think that he orchestrated it. I don't think that was the case, but I think that he knew about it.
Okay, now we're getting into this.
Yeah.
I'm not muting now.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I voted for Bush twice.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. What is wrong with you?
What happened?
You voted for Bush?
I always vote for Bush.
So you are voting for Hillary. Imagine that.
So go ahead, Scott. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was in office for 9 months under the attack, and there's no way possible that he could.
A guy who went into office after you voted for him?
Yes. What are we talking about here?
Bush knowing about the impending attack on 9/11.
Absolutely not. Okay, Tyler, do you have something to say here? Because you're giving me the same look Elsa gave me when I told her that news.
Okay, so we discussed in a previous episode that
Yeah.
you came originally from a religious background.
Right.
You grew up in a religious household. Did you become an atheist in 2006? What happened? What?
I don't know what happened.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
Now,
Where
I
this-
could see somebody. I could see somebody like Scott voting for Bush on the second election.
What?
I could see it because, all right, so
What?
I'm not gonna wait. Hear me out.
What?
Hear me out.
I
never voted for Bush. Just so that he doesn't have to edit the.
That's fine. You can do that.
So after 9/11, I felt like he, for a little bit, very briefly after 9/11, he was presidential, for a lack of a better way to say it. He
Gave that hope of we're gonna get through this together, and
Right. Now, it turned out that he was just a giant douchewad, but I never would pull the lever for him, and I didn't. But I could see how people could have gotten behind him in the immediate moments after 9/11 for a very brief period of time. But once he started talking about WMDs, over.
yeah.
hang
And
on,
here's my
sorry. Scott, I want you to have your opportunity.
That's fine.
But Jerry, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand the weak-minded need to get behind like a lemming and follow off the cliff. But let me ask you something here real quick. When did 9/11 happen? What year?
2001.
Okay. What year did the whole WMD thing happen?
I don't remember.
2003.
Okay.
When was the election?
What, 2004?
4. November
Okay.
of 2004.
Okay.
3 years and 2 months later, after we had been attacked, all of this stuff came to light that he knew about Osama bin Laden, after we had started 2 insanely costly wars for almost absolutely
No reason. No reason. That's I didn't vote for him. But I could see how someone could have felt the need to vote for him.
In 2004.
I'm just saying.
Scott,
yeah.
I'm going to mute myself again. Go ahead.
You know, with me, back in 2000 when he ran, I didn't pay attention at that time to what Republican meant, what Democratic meant. I was living in Fargo at the time of the debates and stuff like that. But I know I didn't like Al Gore. I did not like him at all because I didn't like his wife Tipper, because she was the one that was trying to censor music. She was the one ahead of the PMRC that is responsible for putting the parental advisory explicit lyrics on albums. And that violated free speech, in my opinion. So I didn't like him because he was married to her. So I voted for Bush. I was probably a very uneducated voter. And then 2004 came along, again, not paying really attention. I just probably felt, well, I voted for him last time. I might as well vote for him this time. I mean, I'll admit it that very uneducated, I'd voted for Obama twice, and I'll probably vote for her a third time, based on the candidates we have right now. So yeah, I mean that's my.
So wait, are you saying now? Wait, are you saying? Oh, you're clearly saying that voting for Bush twice, not once but twice, was a mistake. Are you now saying because you voted for Obama twice, are you saying that was a mistake too?
No. I'm just making a joke, saying that I would vote for Obama a third time if I could. Was voting for Bush a mistake? Yeah, probably. I wasn't involved in politics. I didn't care. It didn't matter. It was like,
Then why did you vote?
I'm getting to that. It's because in the mentality that I had back then was like, who could I hang with? Who could I go have a beer with? And it would be frickin' George Bush. I'd have a beer with that guy.
That's how you decided your presidential candidate.
Again, I will admit that was the wrong way to do it.
How old were you then?
I was 26 in 2000, right?
You're only 5 years older than me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was 30. I was 30. Math is hard, and I do it for a living, Paul. I do accounting. Anyway. Not Ridgeway,
what
the
was
other
that
guy.
little jam? What?
See you next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think it was just
okay. Let me go back for a second. You believe
this episode is secrets revealed.
maybe it should be. I don't know.
Well,
because I have a topic.
Before it got all heated, I just wanted to call it pillow talk because all we were doing was just basically we're just discussing stuff about our lives, which is I mean, wow. This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite episodes so far, by the way.
Hey, real quick, can I interrupt you for a second? Nate Allen just texted me, Islam is the religion. Muslims are the people who practice Islam.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nate.
I could have told you that.
Sorry.
Not once, but twice.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Go ahead, Tyler. What was your thought?
So, you believe? I just want to go back to this real quick.
To Jerry, right? I can mute.
No.
I'm
Wait a
involved
minute.
this week.
You didn't vote for Al Gore because of Tipper?
Yeah. I hated it. I hate her. I didn't like her at all.
Because she wanted to have the parental advisory sticker on music.
Yeah.
And you believe that having a parental advisory sticker restricts free speech?
At the time, yes.
But how do you feel about PG-13 and R-rated? Okay, and PG? They're the same thing, and they've been around since the 80s.
It's our show. I love PG.
It's the same thing. I think the parental advice, and I worked for The Wall at the time, which is now FYE. I think the parental advisory stickers and all of that is great because it gets people monitoring what their children are doing. I'll give you your chance. I promise. We're not in school. You don't have to raise your hand.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. And I was only 18 when it happened. Maybe 19. But, yeah. People with the parental advisory sticker, people could no longer blame music for their children. They had to take responsibility for their own children.
May I?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I had said this before. I was uneducated. I voted, like I said, the person I want to hang with, right? and I didn't like Tipper Gore. But now I understand parental advisory in a sense. And let me get this out. When I saw Nikki Sixx in an interview he was asked about this, he says, put them on because now people are going to buy our records. It's all about sales because there's something that's going to be more appealing to the listener. When I worked for Sam Goody, you had Sam Goody in Philly, right? Okay. I was an assistant manager, and somebody wanted to buy an Eminem record, and I'm thinking, gosh, it doesn't have the parental advisory, so it's censored, and they're just censoring out the curse words. He's still raping his mother, or he's still talking about this, that, or it's just the curse words. It's not really censored anymore, right?
Well,
It's the same censoring that goes on network television. They block out the F words and the C word and the S word. I mean, that's what it is.
Right. But think back to 2000 or that time. Television wasn't as risque as it is now. I mean, look at we were watching Two Broke Girls before I came on air today. I mean, that stuff is
That's
holy
not risque at all. It's Two Broke Girls. What's risque about that?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I watch every episode. I've watched every episode of that show.
The undertones,
I'm
all the
just
analogies that they use.
gonna sit
Okay,
back
so
here.
do you think none of that was around in the 80s?
Not blatant like
Did
like
you
it
ever
is
watch
today.
the Golden Girls?
All the time. Hello.
Okay, so hello, I watch the Golden Girls every single day. I fall asleep to the Golden Girls. There's undertones in that all over the place.
You do remind me of B. Arthur, by the way, but never mind.
The entire premise of Three's Company was a bachelor living and banging two chicks.
Hang on. How do you know about Three's Company, for God's sakes?
How do I...
It's in syndication.
I might be like half your age, but I'm not like completely out of social loops from years ago. I mean, no, I mean, even if you go back to that time and go back and look at like your
Maude.
awful Dawson's Creek show, or look at...
Hey, I just watched that the other day. Great
course
show.
Of course you did. I look at Friends, look at Will and Grace, look at, I mean, like, anything that, if you're talking about that time period, there was still, do you even remember, like, how much of a backlash there was and how much crap NBC had to go through when Will and Grace premiered? Like, I still remember that, because, what? You're having a show that has two, not just one, but two gay characters as, like, co-leads on network television? Like,
even go back
for
to...
that time, that was super risque. What I'll agree with you with is I think that all television, I mean, especially when you get into, like, the HBOs and the Showtimes and the things like that, but even to an extent on network television too, has gotten much, much more grotesque in that, like, what they will show as, like, there was an episode of Law & Order SVU that was on, and it was actually a rerun from, like, 5 or 6 years ago that I was watching the other day. The opening scene in the show, before the credits, this guy pulls out a gun and shoots a woman in the head, point blank, and they show it. Like, they actually show, like, her head snapping back and her falling to the ground and blood coming out. Like, this is something, I think it was a rerun on USA or something like that, but it was something that was originally on NBC at, like, 9 o'clock at night.
So it kind of looked like the fatal headshot of John Kennedy, or... Sorry, it's been so long since I've done that. I just wanted to fit that in.
So, I mean, the difference...
So
the whole thing... the whole thing, Scott, is the difference between us now, us then. When I said, if you look at the Golden Girls and, you know, Tyler said Three's Company and all the undertones, and if you look at it now as an adult, you understand it, the humor, way better because you're an adult and you've had those experiences. But as a preteen and a teenager, when those shows were originally airing, we didn't have those experiences. So yes, we may have known about what the joke was, but we never experienced it, so we never really fully got it and fully understood. And I want to use the word brevity here, and I don't know if that's the right word, but the whole thing, we just never understood it. I watch shows back now and I'm like, oh, that's funny as hell, and I didn't understand it when I was a kid.
Okay.
And that's the difference.
Okay. So let me ask you this then. Tyler, you mentioned Three's Company, and then we're talking about later shows like Will and Grace and Friends and Seinfeld and stuff like that. But cut back to 72 when All in the Family aired. Now, take your back at the same age and mentality that we have today. Would that show piss you off? Well, I take that back because they have Last Man Standing now, which, Jerry, you love that show.
I love that show.
So that's kind of like the All in the Family in the 21st century. In a sense, because you have a hardcore conservative character, not angry like Archie was, right? But didn't they have a disclaimer before All in the Family back in the 70s?
I don't remember. What disclaimer?
Meaning that the show may offend. I can't remember if they did that or not.
No,
I heard
maybe the reason that they have those disclaimers is from All in the Family, but
okay.
No,
not Last Man Standing. All in the
wouldn't.
Family, yes.
Yeah, no, but no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. A show like that, no. And the difference between All in the Family and Last Man Standing is Archie Bunker was a racist.
Yeah, a racist bigot.
He clearly was a racist bigot.
So if there was a show like that on today,
they somehow. What do you mean?
If Archie Bunker was on today's network, one, would you watch it? Two, would they air it?
I don't think they would air it at this point in time because everybody has to be so damn politically correct. No, I don't think a show like that would air. I think Last Man Standing is pushing the line, but I don't see Tim Allen's character on that show as a racist and a bigot. He's a family man trying to raise a family and instill values into them. And yes, there's a black couple that and I forget if it's season 2 or season 3 that moves into the neighborhood, and he makes a lot of jokes. The two of them, the two men, Tim Allen, his character, and the character of the black man, they make a lot of jokes at each other for being white and black, but they don't do it in a malicious way. So no, I don't think. I think it, but I agree with you. Something like All in the Family would never be written and be aired in today's times, but if it was, I'd watch it.
Okay. Tyler, you're deep in search right now.
Well, apparently there's some dispute online as to whether or not the show did have a disclaimer or not. And there are people saying that there was, and other people that are saying, no, this is totally false, and it was just something that... It's like one of those urban legends that came up over time that...
Okay, you froze on my end. You're still frozen.
What?
Okay, there you go. I didn't hear a word you said.
Good.
You were looking a lot.
I heard there's a dispute online as to whether or not
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Jerry.
that was the last thing I heard.
And I was talking. I'm sure Jerry was talking too. And
There's a dispute online as to whether or not the disclaimer actually ran for All in the Family. That some people say that there was a disclaimer that said before the first episode, saying the program you're about to see is All in the Family. It seeks to throw a humorous spotlight on our frailties, prejudices, and concerns. By making them a source of laughter, we hope to show in a mature fashion just how absurd they are. Other people saying this is wrong. I saw those initial episodes in 71. The disclaimer was only spoken by an announcer over a publicity photo of the cast, and it was eventually dropped. So yeah, I mean, there's yeah.
Regardless of that, it was still a great show.
it was a fantastic show.
I mean, and wait a minute, didn't the Jeffersons become a spin-off from All in the Family? And wasn't George Jefferson just as racist against white people?
Well, look at Good Times. I mean, look at the show Good Times. I watched that last weekend.
That wasn't racist at all. That was nowhere near being racist. That was just about a black family.
Okay.
And their struggles.
Apparently I'm racist now because I just brought
Nope, I didn't say you were racist.
I'm just kidding. I'm
You
just
said
kidding.
good times. I'm just setting you straight.
Or gay.
Though I
gonna-
can't speak to those shows, so I don't know.
Oh, Good Times is a great show. So is Different Strokes. No offense, Jerry.
Why would I take offense to that?
Because you had 2 strokes. Sorry. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we done with pillow talk?
Why, do we actually have a topic?
I thought I did.
Thank you for watching Positively Godless. Look at the links below or in the screen or wherever they are. And talk to us. Bye.
Stupid.
What?
That was awful.
It's still recording.
This week I'm... Oh, we already did
Somebody
that.
did that.
God.
So I don't know why people are surprised when I truly am an asshole to somebody, because if it ever gets to the point where I'm truly an asshole to you, you have missed all of the warning signs for however long.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode.
Gosh,
Nope.
see?
Nope.
Didn't your mama ever tell you if it don't fit, don't force it?
Can we get out of here now, please?
Well, it's only 11 o'clock for you. I mean, it's tomorrow for me already.
Well, it's only 10 o'clock for Tyler because he hasn't changed his goddamn clock yet.
Where I'm at, it's Friday. It's Friday.
God, you're the... Yeah, change the clock.
How can you even see that?
I saw it earlier and it was
Oh.
bugging the crap out of me. Yeah, whenever we have daylight savings time, Elsa never changes her clock and she just loves
So
it.
then
So
she becomes an hour early for everything.
yeah, but then I go back and change her clock for her and she gets mad.
I'd get mad too. Don't change the clock. If I want to change the clock, I'll change the clock myself.
Can I go upstairs now?